Hello, I'm Mike Jones. I'm head of junior sailing, and I established the sailing school here about 20 years ago. At that time, I'd just joined the club from a small river sailing club, and this was so much better because it had 80 acres of water, very few obstructions because it's up in the air. My daughter joined with me. She was 13. She wanted to meet other teenagers, and there were none here, so I thought I'd set up a sailing school. So from 6, and we're now 20 years later, we've had 600 children go through the school in those years.
What I like about the coaching is that Island Barn's always got different conditions, and when you're training here you always get to learn about new and different conditions.
The coaching here is really good. I did my first topper course a couple of weeks ago, and Ben was really welcoming and really helped me improve.
My name is Uta, and I learned to sail at Island Barn approximately 12 years ago, and I came here because this club was recommended as a very friendly, particularly family-friendly club. I joined and then did Tri-Sail, which is a really successful activity that Island Barn has run for many years to get adults into sailing, and it's a very, very successful training offer. From there I went on to learn to sail, to improve. I joined racing as the years went on, and more recently I became a dinghy instructor at Island Barn and now very actively contribute to the dinghy sailing activities for adults and kids. 2 years ago I was elected to become Commodore of Island Barn, and it has been my great honor to serve as the first female Commodore for the last 2 years.
My name is Jonathan Leake, and I'm a chief instructor at Island Barn, and in the last year we've seen quite a transformation at this club. A year ago we weren't a recognised training centre. We didn't really have much integration between our young people in our sailing school and our adult racing, and the club was successful but fairly stable. Now in the last year we've seen all that change. So we're now a recognised training centre. We run courses for something like 100 people through the summer who are new to sailing, and we've also run a series of race courses which have introduced people who can already sail to racing, and we've seen an incredible response. So in the winter alone we had 12 to 15 toppers out regularly racing with the adults, and linked to a coaching programme that ran just before the adult races. And then in the school holidays we've had other racing programmes which collectively have seen something like 25 children getting into the RYA and class association squads.
Sailing here because the water's really clean, the members are all friendly, and it's big enough so then you meet new people, but it's small enough so you know pretty much everyone.
My name's Hakik. I'm Jabril's dad, who is a member and sailor here at Island Barn. We've been members for about 18 months now, and for a family that doesn't have a sailing background, we chose Island Barn because it was, one, ideally suited for we could come in from central London, but more importantly, it offered that support for those of us who are not, as say, technically qualified on boats or don't have that background in sailing. One of the attractions for us about Island Barn was the fact that it's not a commercial organisation. It's an organisation that is run by members, all volunteers, and therefore everybody's got a role to play, but that commitment, that enthusiasm comes from the fact that everybody's mucking in together and really helping each other, and that really makes a difference for us.
So my name's Ben Kimball. I work as the RYA Sailing Development Officer for London and South East. I came in here with the RYA around 6 years ago. Back then it was a predominantly racing club, good functioning racing club, but they were very much driven down the junior and adult racing route. Since we've come in, they've been working on the junior racing side of things, and they now have a brilliant topper fleet. Kids come from all around the region and outside the region to come to the topper events here. They've also worked on the recreational side of things as well, brought in an event called Friendly Fridays a year or so ago. Brilliant atmosphere at the club, loads of families turn up, very much recreational sailing driven. So even though there's lots of races that get involved, you have the big family element of it as well. There's a course out there, everyone goes and has a lovely time.